You can be a celebrity and be famous for doing nothing, you know, or you could be famous for doing something that everyone else is scared to do.
The first song is called A Simple Life. You know, as you get older in life and you acquire more things, a wife, children, a car, mortgage, and all these things, you kind to appreciate a simple life. A simple way of life, reducing the unnecessary, returning to the ordinary. No laws, no hesitation. A world ruled by simple ideas. No struggle, no strife. It's just a simple life.
I just like the fact that he's fearless about his music. He's willing to take a risk.
Knowing who the guy is and what he's done before is always a big step, and people should always experiment in listening to new music, or old music as this is.
The words that he was saying in the middle, they really had a message. Like, they made you think, and then you sink into this trance.
I like his minimalistic sounds, his electronic sounds, which were influenced by, well, I say influenced by Nine Inch Nails, but of course Rodney came first.
When he's playing, you know, it brings you into the music and the sound. You're sort of entranced with it.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, hi, I'm Rodney Baker from Strange Circuits. I'm out of Chicago. What I'm doing basically with Strange Circuits now is reviving that brand. You know, I could have just let that name die, you know, and let that brand die. But I decided to bring that back and to revive it. You know, I wanted to do something with that project that would make it relevant today. You know, Rocking House has so much history, you know, that we've got a lot of records out there. That's my record label. And people know all about that who are into the dance music business. But with Strange Circuits, it's something that happened and then it was gone, you know. And then I had to revive that to bring that back. Problem was, so much time had elapsed that the world had changed. All right, so I had to catch up with where everyone is at today, but still be original, and that's very difficult to do. Catch up and be original, you know. If you can imagine something like that, but that's basically what happened to me in that. See, a name like Strange Circuits, it doesn't die. All right. In today's world with the internet, nothing dies, you know. And also, you forget about being connected to something, you know. I might want it dead, but does Wax Trax want that dead? Because I'm part of their discography, all right. And the internet knows that, all right. So even though I might want to get away from it, you can't get away from it because it's always going to be there. And then people are always going to say, hey, you were part of that Wax Trax thing, weren't you? What's this? It says on this discography here that that's so. I'd like to know what that's about. That's why you're here, right? So you can't get away from your background. You can't get away from your past. That's the way technology is set up today.
Mr. Rodney Baker there, being like the first artist ever to sign to Wax Trax in Chicago. and that record label went on to host many fantastic artists, like Ministry, Nine Inch Nails. It was kind of at the forefront of the sort of industrial dance sort of mix thing, from what I remember.
That's the second time I've done a song in here, and a note just came in. You got a ghost in here to just bring the sound changes. I don't know, that might make it a hit. I don't know, that's just extra note, you know. Okay, let's try another song. Well, how many people get a chance to record in England? You know, where I come from in Chicago, mostly everyone would like to record in England. You know, this is considered a magical place. And me being here, basically, I agree with that. It's a very magical place. You know, so it's, you know, it's a wonderful experience and a chance to be creative in a different environment. It's like a different universe. You know, the wonderful thing about being in England is that everyone here speaks your language, English. You know, we're speaking the same language, but the customs and the architecture and everything is totally foreign.
To understand the mind of another, to change the way you see the world.
You were blown away by style and attention to detail. And he had artwork, you know, interesting artwork behind me. And that changes everything. I'm very conscious of that, you know. And so the feel of the record will be different. And the engineer was way laid back, cool, you know, so that helps everything. It sounds weird to me because you got it in stereo. Yeah, let's you take one drive. Let's only use one outlet.
It's difficult to follow fashion with music when you're writing stuff. So really, you've got to write for yourself, and that means that sort of fashion today, or what people want to listen to, isn't following fashion like it would say in the 80s. A lot of people sound the same, but because music is so fragmented now, you really have to do what you think is right. I hope people will like it, and when I heard Rodney Sound, that pretty much fit into that category. I think people would like that sort of music, and probably do. I think particularly with an English audience, it would go down well.
So we're gonna get it going. The first song is called "Beauty for Beauty's Sake." This is what happens when an older actress gets old, and a younger woman takes her place. The public, you give till you can't give no more. You worship social media, cause you were blown away by style and attention to detail.
So, I've been asked to describe my sound. And so, I've been a house music producer making dance records for 31 years. And I've also been involved with the industrial movement and the electronic music movement. Some people consider me a pioneer in those fields. I've worked with a number of companies. I've collaborated with Roland Synthesizer Company, the Fender Guitar Company, with their Riff Station programs. And basically, I've tried to be creative, whether it be individual or where I'm collaborating with a corporation. You know, as far as my electronic project, Strange Circuits, basically, it's me expressing myself, you know, as an electronic musician. So, it depends on how you look at electronic music. I personally would try to get a soulful feeling through electronic cold circuits, you know, and then I also try to look at it from a different perspective. If you look at a solo guitar player, an acoustic guitar player, it's just an acoustic guitar and his voice. If you look at Strange Circuits, it's going to be a synthesizer and my voice, or a drum box and my voice. And so that's the way I look at it. I don't look at it like in a traditional means of just pulling sliders, this or that. I look at it almost like an acoustic performance, you know, where the emphasis is really on the words and the texture of the music to go with the words. And I think that's what's happening with the Strange Circuits project right now.
So he's using the 505, which is the next generation after the 303 by Roland. Basically, in that drum machine, you can do everything from bass lines to drums to all kind of synthesizer flying up in the air. He's been using the beats strongly between funky beats, like 16 notes, and upbeat and spicing it up. And then the bass line is just like a trance looping around and drawing you in and drawing you out, not on a specific tone. It just kind of slides and come back, and that's the magic of the trance.
Okay, this song is called An Object of Love, and I'm here to tell you that anything can be an object of love. Anything.
How about this pint?
I love that too.
I love this pint.
You take a leap of faith, just spin your wheel, and you take a chance. Your life is a playground. It's an object of love. An object of love. Through her silence there was glory. Through her image there was power. 'Cause we fail to understand power and ability. She's an object of love. An object of love.
It feels like it's up your ear, which is good. You know, you feel like you're somewhere else, and I like that about it. And what I take from it, I mean, I think people should really get out, listen to it, and hear what the music's about, so they can understand it for themselves. But they have to be there to experience it. I don't think it's the same. I think the live experience is so much different to the video. I think watching a video on YouTube or wherever that might be, I don't think it's the same.
He aims for something fresh. He's not afraid to experiment with his music, with his way of life, with being different. He's not afraid of being different. And I think that's what people found so refreshing about his music when they saw him live on his last tour. Do you think you feel like you've got more freedom here? Do you think your lack of freedom in Chicago affects the music that you make?
Well, Chicago is a very segregated city. It's been like that for a very long time. Here you have less segregation. People mingle more, and you have a multicultural environment here. It seems like you've been functioning like that for a very, very long time. In America, we haven't functioned like that until about maybe the 60s or something, Woodstock or something like that. That type of culture kind of filtered through, But for you guys, you had a lot of colonies and things of that nature, Every creative person has to find some sort of muse. All right. Now it could be alcohol, it could be sex, it could be just the beauty of things. Now as I get older, it's basically about the beauty of things. Once you understand beauty, all right, once you understand design, all right, then you begin to understand what human beings think of as what beauty is. All right. Nature is the ultimate beauty. You can find peace, harmony, all of those things in nature in itself. Most of the things that man creates or people create is based on natural forms that we pick out of nature. If I say something is cool, you start to think about green and blue and things like that. Or if something is going to be strong and industrial, you're going to think of rivets and steel and chrome and things like that. But those are things that we have created from nature, taken and made steel, and then cover it with chrome or gold and sell it to you as an expensive watch or phone, all right? So in order to do that, you have to have the ability to think out of the box, all right? Most human beings that I know cannot do that. They weren't trained to do that. You have to literally be trained to do that, or grow up in an environment where people are just have the ability to think out of the box, and you emulate that. All right. 90% of the people I meet are not creatives, but something has changed. You have companies now, like say the Apple iPhone or the iPad and all of these things, or they say, well, here's all the creative tools you need in this little box. Take this, go out into the world and be creative. All right. So you can do that. The only problem is they sold that to 1 million people. All right. And they all got the same software with the same colors, the same apps, the same thing. So you think you've done something creative with that project. The other guy got everything you got, and he comes up with something similar, and you're fighting with that guy. But in most cases, something has to happen in your life to force you to think outside the box. Like for instance, right now I'm talking to you from the United Kingdom. I'm talking to you from England. And that's why I came here, to have experiences that would force me to think outside the box. And I can guarantee you that after this, I will come up with some new, fresh ideas, seeing this world being different from the world in the United States. was very, very influential and important to me.
He aims for something fresh. He's not afraid to experiment with his music, with his way of life, with being different. He's not afraid of being different. And I think that's what people found so refreshing about his music when they saw him live on his last tour.
Nottingham. It's been my pleasure. My dream to come and play for you tonight. My name is Rodney Baker. The group name is Strange Circuits, like a wall circuit with an S on the end. All right, thank you so much. I want to thank Lee. Lee, step out for a bit. This is Lee here. He brought me all the way from Chicago to play this club tonight. Thank you very much. I'll see you later.